EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to Los. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want, but this guy, he is hard to corral.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. A look there at the numbers last week for Wright. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for this with Wright. And that one going nowhere from the start as he's met in the backfield and goes backwards. The defense stiffens to force 4th down following that first down gain of 8. Offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he's been a real threat, not just with the arm, but with the wheels as well. NFL's leader amongst quarterbacks in terms of rushing touchdowns. Now Thomas. Eluding the pressure right. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A quick first down pickup. Good start after going 3 and out on their opening drive. To throw is Thomas. Flush to his right. And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver. Here's 2nd and 10. They'll give this to Wright, running right. Shifts past him at the 45. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Here's Thomas. And the catch made by Johnson. And he won't quite make it. He needed 6. He got about 5. 4th down.
A gain of 5 yards. It's now 4th down and 1.
The Vegas offense ready for their next possession. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
Thomas will look to throw. He gets that one complete to Wicks. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
We didn't need to ask around the league, but we got to confirm this guy's a good player. They've got to find a way to get him more involved, call a few more plays that target him.
Absolutely, because here we are toward the end of the first half, and that's the first target, not just the first catch, first target. Complete. It's Johnson. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. They'll look to throw again. Again, it's Johnson. It'll go down as a gain of 6, and that'll make it 2nd down. The Raiders offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And he continues to show off his ability to run the football when the opportunity is right. Thomas throwing to start the drive. Here's Johnson with a reception. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Looking to throw. Thomas. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. It's Zaven Collins who got in there to get the sack. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Operating from the gun. Thomas. Under pressure, they got him again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he's going to go down again. Looks like a 9-yard loss, and it also brings up 4th.
Brandon, what I remember most about playing with guys who knew how to rush the passer, they would just tell you, just cover people for me, just long enough for me to get there. And that's exactly what happened.
Las Vegas's offense back out there ready to go. And we've seen drive after drive come up empty for them, and they've yet to dent the scoreboard, yet still right in the middle of a one-score game.
So this is where you absolutely have to forget everything that's happened in your previous drives. They don't matter right now. You just mentioned it. One-score game. This drive here can erase all of what happened previously.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. From the 26, they'll line up on 2nd and 4. They'll go again here with Wright. And some room to run now. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 39-yard line. They'll work the middle here with Wright. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. 59 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. From the 33, here's a 2nd and 4. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. Here we go, 3rd and 1. Gut check time on both sides. On the handoff, it's Wright. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
It'll be a minimum pickup, and it will take us to the 2-minute warning. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. 2nd down, 8 yards to go. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. They'll roll him out right. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. 3rd and long coming up. Defensively, you pressure the quarterback or drape all over the passing lane?
Yes, that's exactly what you do. It's both because they're not mutually exclusive. They may have been at one time in football, but not anymore. You want to have that pressure. If you have a big-time pass rusher, send him after the quarterback, and then make sure you blanket the field.
Now 1st and goal. Out of the gun, here's a give to Wright. And he gets halfway there from the 6 to the 3 on a gain of 3.
And Brad, they went to a nickel defense, and that's a surprise this close to the goal line, because ordinarily you use the back end of the end zone, the sidelines as extra defenders, and you want bigger people on the field to try and help against the run.
And they'll get him down just shy of the goal line at about the 1. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in this football game. Right. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. They'll run for it. Here's Wright. And yes, he's into the end zone. So they get the late score they needed. And now the extra point can tie this thing up in the final minute. Well, this defense held out as long as they could, but ultimately the running game wears them down from the 1-yard line.
And that gets set up throughout the entire drive, doesn't it? And when you put those big bodies and determination into that carry, the end result, touchdown.
And now the decision is to go for 2. A gutsy call, and this, in effect, is your ball game right here. They'll try and throw for it. Rolling to his right. And he's going to get in for the 2 points. It was an incredibly gutsy call, but they've taken the lead by a point late in the game. So a very interesting final chapter to this proverbial book here in this one, because they were in field goal range, could have won it with a field goal, elect to go for the touchdown. I still don't know what they were doing.
As great as this game was and as dramatic an ending as we had, the post-game press conference is going to be key, because they're going to be asking Coach, why not a
like damn, wop, I get a like urn. I'm a drop top. The sun won't burn when it lit like wop, but the stripes ain't earned. I'ma get it right now. I ain't waiting no turn. Got a brand new house, trying to avoid my hurt. About 6 point something in the field like church. Or the hood got whack and the set went turn. Got a 488 in the glide like Kurt. I've been living off golf on the last few deals. When the night check came and I still got chills. Hit a 2K lick, I ain't even go pro. Got a boss outlet, now I'm smelling like gold. Call me Ice Cube, baby, where they sit on my chain. Heard a lame. Trying to play up my name when I'm 23 to it, and I'm going no brain, going dumb with these hundreds in my thumb. Got stank. Out here, everything come free. I ain't never met God, but I bet he know me. Put the money in a set it, dying them streets to the boy alley hooping. I ain't riding on fleek. Got a Porsche light skin in the ceiling, got